But it could also become waste in a garbage can. All depending on whose hands the line is. This could become a wasted resource, depending on whose hand the line is in. If this line get into your right hands, everything that this line was intended to be, it will become. That's what purpose is, right? Everything that this line was intended to be, it will become. If it came to your right hands. Question tonight is, whose hands are you in? Whose hands are you in? Because that can determine so much about whether or not you become all that God intended you to become. Are you going to place yourself in God's hands? Are you going to place your life in your own hands? Or worse yet, are you going to place your life in the devil's hands? My prayer is that tonight that you make a decision that I am going to go after God. That's my prayer tonight, like that somebody listening catches fire in their hearts. I am going to go after God. Has it prepared to lay hold of what God promises me? I am going to go after God. I am going to place my life fully in His hands. I'm going to pursue Him day and night, man. I can run after Him. I can ask God, would you encounter me, visit me? I don't want ordinary experiences with you. I don't want a normal church encounter. I want a real encounter with you. I want that as I discover who you are, that you cause me to discover who I am. And I want to then take my life as the seed that it is, and I want to place it into your hands, and I want you to plant me and cause me to become an oak of righteousness, the planting of the Lord. I want you to take my life, God, as a seed. I want to give it into your hands, and I want to see it make me into an orchard, man. Cause my life to bring forth fruit. Plant me by streams of living water, where I can feed upon your word, figure out stuff about myself, discover who you are, begin to get connected to my gifts and my talents and my abilities, begin to walk in the fullness of who you've called me to be. Say no to the lies that the enemy were trying to tell me about who I am. Amen. And possess everything that you promised. That is what I want, God. Let me tell you, beloved, I can't tell you what your purpose is. Anybody in this room that can do that? As a matter of fact, we may be able to tell you too. Because there's 3 dimensions to purpose. The first dimension is your internal calling. Everybody has that, to love the Lord thy God with all their heart, mind, soul, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Your first and primary purpose in this life is to go after God with all your heart, man. Number 1. Number 2 is the external calling, as if you can become a doctor or a lawyer or a pastor or a preacher or a teacher or a mechanic or an author or a singer or whatever. That's the external calling. We get hung up on the external calling because that's what we hear most about. But we don't hear about the internal calling. The final aspect of purpose is your eternal calling. Your eternal destiny. Where are you going to spend eternity? Because there's purpose connected to that. And the way that you live your life here, in this realm, the way that you carry your internal calling, the way that you steward your heart before God is going to be even more important than your external calling. How way Jesus said to the man, listen, as much as you do this in my name and do that in my name and do these other things in my name, depart from me. They don't know you. So in about our ministries and in about, again, this particular gift and showing off, and you can't impress God with something that he gave you. You know what I mean? Why you feel you get impressed God with God, but big man, why give you that gift? God ain't impressed by that. God is impressed by your internal calling, how we steward the purpose that he's established from all of us. And then the third dimension is that eternal calling, man. It's about living here in a way that prepares you to spend eternity with Father. Can we all stand? But you can be assured. You can be assured, beloved, that as you go after God, as you pursue your internal calling, you can be assured that God is going to mark you. He's going to confirm your external calling. He's going to confirm the things that he's called you to do, the things that he's called you to do. Question is, how bad do you want it? If you want to be average tonight, that's fine. If you want to be ordinary, if you want to live your life and blend in and fit in with other people, that is okay. If you want to have one of those monotonous types of existence, that's fine. But if tonight you want something more, if tonight you don't want to be ordinary, you want to be extraordinary. If tonight you want to become a burning and a shining lamp, you want to give yourself fully to the purposes and the plans of God, then this message is for you tonight. If tonight you aren't content to fitting in and blending in with the crowd and you want something more, if you realize that there has to be more to life than being bored and then going to school and then getting a nice job and then maybe getting married and having a few kids to then die, if you think there has to be something more to life than that, then you want to get connected to purpose. Beloved, you want to get connected to God. You want to discover who he is. And in the process, you want to discover who you are. You want to say, God, tell me who I am. In the same way that you met Saul on the road of Damascus, and in that moment of encounter, you change his name, change his destiny. Meet me in the same way, God. In the same way that you took Peter, an ordinary man, a fisherman whose life would have been resigned to sand on the seashore, casting nets for 30 odd years, and you made him a fisher of men, an apostle of God, a preacher of the word. God, would you take my life, put it into your hands like Peter did his, and make me into a burning and a shining lamp. I don't want to be ordinary. Amen. I want to be more. I want to lay hands on this sick man and see him recover as a 15-year-old. I want to write songs of heaven as a 17-year-old. I want to bring transformation to my school as an 18 and 19-year-old. I want to start movements in my community that connect people with God as a young adult. I don't want to wait till I get 40 to then realize, shoot, but life is really all that meaningful. I got to discover purpose. I want to do it now. That I'm young. Amen. That I'm strong. Yeah. That I can come to this altar, not because of wrestling with a sin, but I can come to this altar and say, God, I am offering you my strength tonight as a young man. Take it and do as you please, God. Amen. Use me for your honor and for your glory. I commit to pursuing you tonight. Hallelujah. If you're tired of coming to the altar for forgiveness for a sin, and you won't come tonight for a change to say, God, I ain't come to ask you for forgiveness to a sin tonight. I come to build an altar, to offer my life to you as a King of glory. Amen. To give you, I want to say, set me apart. Yes. Use me. Yes. I want to bring change. I want history to remember my name. Amen. I want my name to be known in heaven They hear my name, man. That angels know my name. And so that when I lift my voice to heaven, that angels move. Because they know my name.
Hallelujah.
That demons begin to tremble. Because they know my name. I'm talking about getting a desire. I'm talking about getting a desire, man. I'm talking about getting a passion for something bigger than yourself.
Amen.
Stop being consumed with how you look. What bigger things than that?
Yes.
Stop being consumed with what other people think about you.
Amen.
There are bigger things than that.
In Jesus' name, amen.
This boy on fear and this. No. Bigger things than that. God wants to do bigger things in your life than that.
Yes.
Talking about and believing God for vessels prepared in the place of encounter. Ones that know Him, man. I really say, you know what? I'm going to become all that God wants to be. God wants me to be. I'm not going to try to become something that I am not. I am going to understand that God has given me everything that I need to be successful. And tonight, the only hands that I want to place this seed in is the hands of God. See, I tell you right. Let me tell you why this is so important as a young person. Tell you why this is so important as a young person. Go to the prison on Tuesday. You know how many young people see it there? They're just like this lime tree. This lime, this, just like this lime. Got what it takes to be successful. But they're in prison. You know how many guys that drive past? So many young people that I drive past on the streets with a joint in the mouth and they think that this is what it means to be a man. Their identity is in a mess. In a mess. Young lady, in a mess. You know why the devil comes after them? Because it's easier to kill seeds than it is to cut down trees. It's easier to kill seeds than it is to cut down trees. If he could stop you from living your purpose, if he could stop you from getting connected to heaven, if he could stop you from discovering who you are at 17 and get you addicted to drugs or alcohol and get you excited about partying and all these other. If he could do that, he's already succeeded. Beloved, don't you understand? The devil wants to kill your purpose. That's what he wants to do. He wants to kill you. He wants to kill your purpose. He doesn't want you to discover who you are. He doesn't want you to know who you were created to be. So he'll tell you lies. That you are good for nothing this. You can be just like your father. You can be just like your mother. You will never be able to accomplish anything great. Get you confused. He can put other things before your eyesight and try to get you distracted. To block you from seeing what he's really called you to. And as a result, you will never be able to access what God has promised. I don't know about you, but I carry through life knowing that God has something for me. And I did not do everything in my power to access it. If I don't get it, at least I want to be out and die trying.
Amen.
If I am never able to accomplish everything great that God has for me, I am going to die trying.
Yes.
Imran Richards cannot be ordinary. And when you look around, so many of us settle for ordinary. Who are you to me? Who are you to me? You want to place your life in God's hands? Fully commit to Him? Or are you content to handle your own affairs? If you're here tonight, beloved, and there's some already at the altar, if you're here tonight, and God is speaking to you, they want to just ask you today, would you respond to what God has said? Don't come because you make me feel good, or come because God is speaking to your heart. If you know that you need to be here, beloved, I want to ask you to leave your seats. I want you to come. See, some people may know what their promised land is, but they might not be prepared for it. Some of you may already have an idea. You may be able to see everything that God has for you, but your struggle is not having a vision for the promised land. Your struggle is preparation for the promised land. Some of you here tonight that you can't answer the question of God because you are wrestling with the question of self. You don't know who you are. I believe God wants to address that to me. God wants to answer the question of who you are. The issue of identity. And so you're just going to wait for about 30 seconds longer. If there's anybody else that needs to come, that needs to respond to this word, that's going to wait a few more seconds longer for you to just leave where you are and come. I'm just going to ask you guys to go around a little bit more so that some others can.